It is May 6th, 2025. It's about 1:30 in the morning. Um, Yesterday on the 5th, I was in Golden Corral. Well, of course, her hotel has to show up. Over there, Mom wouldn't stop looking at him like you idiot. Bill from the Freemason, you are so dumb. You are so dumb. You are the biggest reject in the world. This was your initiation to get in the cartel. And all those cartel people went to jail because you're such an idiot and a moron. This stupid scam. You know, and that guy's over there running his mouth. They said she's been telling on everybody on something called Karen's Prayers. I looked it up. Well, that means you're a crackhead. Because I sent my video statements into the FBI, the police, prosecutor's office, Department of Justice, CIA, NSA. So if you don't know about Karen's Prayers, you don't know nothing. That means you're a crackhead. Oh, she don't know what's going on. Some attorney tried to file a paperwork listing her insane. Okay, moron. Oh, moron. And Bill from the Freemason, that was a scam a long time ago. And it was just a scam. Because you're a moron. A retard. A moron. You know, Miss Joy, Carl's friend, she's in her 90s. One of her employees was one of her friends, so-called, was going through her bank records and stuff, seeing how much money she still had, because she's still in business. Try to go to a dirty attorney. Well, I turned him into Adult Protective Services. Carl went to the sheriff's. It got dead in the water right away. Why? Because you have to stay in a state hospital. Treated. They get a hold of the courts, and then you have your competency hearing. Not an attorney. Oh, attorney's been having people follow around, and we're gonna say you don't act right. Well, you don't act right. I act just fine, you moron. Oh, and that attorney was supposed to have people follow around to see if she did something wrong. You know, they had some idiots following me around in like 19, 20, 21. So this is stupid. We've been following her for years. She don't do anything wrong. Tell that attorney we're not going to help out. Bill from the Freemasons scammed you into helping out. He scammed you. It's a scam. This whole thing is a drug scam. There's no attorney. They lied. Just like the Florida drug cartel doctor, the originals, admitted it in 18 and 19, they were using him. The doctor that's not mine, where they were all in an uproar because Michelle told on and on March 27th, 25, told an agent that doctor wasn't mine, but worked for them, and they lied. Well, they already knew that. They already knew that. 18 and 19. The originals that went to jail already confessed in front of the cops and facts. They already knew that. They already knew that. You know, Bill from the Freemasons, they knew you were paying for everything. But they wanted to know why. Gee, and the drug cartel, April 24th, 25, yelled it out in Summit Mall. You tell that guy Will up there, was supposed to pull off a scam here to join us, that it was all ruined because Michelle told them that that doctor wasn't hers and he worked for them and they had lied, and it's all ruined telling lies to take care of her. Huh? Well, the originals told in 18 and 19, honey. And that doctor was running experiments on me and experimental drugs when they were stabbing me in my sleep. Get the idea. The originals already told. They also, the Freemasons confronted you in on a Sunday, was it January to, I don't think, past April of 19, on a Sunday morning before 10 o'clock, that you were paying everyone to follow me around, say and do things to me, that you were paying for all this. Where that guy, what was it, on the 26th, that talks to that Indian family, they were outside my work as I went to leave. On the phone, talking through the Bluetooth real quick. Oh my goodness, they found the tape where the FBI called these people dumb for doing this. How dumb. They couldn't believe how dumb they were trying to pull this. And they never fell for the dirty doctor scam of taping you unaware before confessing a crime, sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce, and they said they sounded mechanical. They knew it was them and not her. And they never fell for the weird with yourself. It was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. They always knew that, and they photoshopped everything. And that then they have where the cartel admitted that it was some guy's named Will, with his initiation into the drug cartel to pull the scam off here. And now they're threatening Michelle for telling on him. We're all glad that she told on him. And now they're threatening her. Okay? Yeah. Well, that's why in the last couple of videos, I put the police and feds already knew, the originals told they were using the doctor from the Florida drug cartel. That's who the dirty doctor is. It's part of the Florida drug cartel. So these scams of an attorney having people watch me, they couldn't do that. They'd be disbarred and arrested. Huh? Or they're going to have her see if she does something wrong. Like that one group said, what was it, 2021? We've watched her for years. She don't do anything wrong. This is stupid. Well, it's stupid you showed up to do it. They played you like a fool. Like a trained monkey. Or a trained puppy. Offering them a snack. To dance on their hind legs. They fooled you and used you like a trained animal. To bark when they say bark. Just like that idiot moron drug dealer. Some attorney tried to file paperwork that she was found insane and had all kinds of people lined up to say she don't act right. Well, you don't act right. Or you wouldn't be in there saying such foolishness. Attorney can't do that. They don't want people's public opinions. They want to stay in the state hospital. And the state hospital get a hold of the court system. So you can stop with your moronic, imbecile, insane scams and shove them up your ass. What? I cannot wait till the police or feds arrest you first because you're such a dumb idiot. Now I'll tell you what, Bill from the Freemasons, I'm surprised the drug cartel hadn't took care of you. Pulling that scam and all their guys going to jail. Because they helped a fool like you. Told Agent John to go up there and act as dumb as these people that came in and told on themselves they were legally monitored. Oh, your special little permission. What are you, Tinkerbell with fairy dust? Huh? Been smoking a little bit too much of the puff from the magic dragon? Get lost in the drugs? Drug hazes? Huh, Bill? You're a moron. An imbecile. Everybody stop falling for his scam, trying to get in a drug cartel. Well, it's been 6 years they didn't let you in because you're such an idiot. Don't blame Michelle because you're so dumb. The original was told in 18 and 19. I went to go to Walmart. They said so that girl and her friends, they all gave up saying anything to her and told people not to. When they found out, the police and the FBI taped Melissa telling those kids to lie, and the kids were saying they were lying. Well, they knew that in 18, honey. They've been trying just to fool everyone. Dear God. They announced at Walmart in 18. 19. Police and feds. And right after Thanksgiving of 18, why are they having those kids make all that shit up? Oh, they're just trying to scare her out of the house. That's it. They want her to give up the house. We interviewed her whole family. They spoke highly of her. Then what else did they say? The police and the feds. Melissa could go to jail for this, involving herself. And they had leniency towards her in 18. Those kids are little. I'd hate for her to go to jail for this, any part of this. Well, why don't we just write up that her and the kids were showing off for the new girlfriend? You heard the sheriffs in 21 make fun of some guy named Kurt for just finding out those kids were lying, that he was slow. You heard down in Mass when they called him documented me games of pretend. You heard Officer John in 22, they got caught stating that they made everything up. Huh? 1920, yelling at Louisville of Melissa's lies. 21, they were talking about that girl lying in Kentucky, Illinois, in Pennsylvania. Screaming on the streets of Canton in 22 or 21. You go anywhere and that's all they did is talk about that girl lying and telling her kids to lie. And they called them Melissa's lies. So don't act like you didn't know. Dear God, I was in Walmart like 2 months ago, and some girls were saying she's some kind of FBI informant. They taped those grandkids saying they were lying a long time ago. I know. They were talking last year on Alliance, and then last month in Alliance, they released the tape of those kids saying they made everything up. People scattered. They said, do you realize how not funny it is? They taped them saying they made everything up. You knew that in 18. 18. Stop acting stupid for Bill from the Freemasons still trying to get in the drug cartel. This is his big scam that never flew, and they couldn't believe how dumb these people were trying to pull this with them. The FBI. When they announced it April 19th, 25 in Walmart, in Hurtville Flea Market, showed up, you wouldn't believe how dumb these people are and how really dumb they are trying to pull this. She calls the FBI hotline, and they immediately walk into an FBI office. Confess they were illegally monitoring her, and they already knew she called the FBI. And trust me, nobody fell for the dirty doctor scam of taping you unaware before confessing her crimes. Sat on it till they wanted a divorce and it sounded mechanical, we knew it was them and not her. And that weird tape of weird with yourself, we knew it was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. And they photoshopped everything. But if they're going to be that dumb to come in and confess what they were doing to her, we told Agent John to act that dumb and go tell her to that church to find out who was involved. They told him to act that way. That's why he was telling people he didn't care I was being drugged, being raped by the cartel. Because somebody called me a faker 15 years ago, and it was a medication error. That minister was just trying to cover up his son's adultery, thinking I followed him. Him and Katie. It was my sister following her husband. Now, they called your scheme dumb. Now, FBI. Last night, outside my work, there was a guy that sounded like Walter, my friend that used to work at the prosecutor's office. I've heard him outside more than once, and he sounds just like him. Talking to a guy. I was afraid with what she told me what was going on, that they'd try something later. They can't do any of this. No, they can't. Well, the FBI said she couldn't say anything. What? I'm tired of that scam. Agent John, you were only supposed to act dumb. You weren't supposed to cross over and become dumb. You weren't supposed to start drinking the grape juice and become a dumb idiot. Like my friend Walter used to work at the prosecutor's office, criminal attorney. Police I talked to out this area. And my friend that has a friend in another FBI office, that agent doesn't even have enough authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. He was only bullying you. And he can't tell on you, but you can tell whoever you want. And he can't make up his own rules. And they already knew, he already told me, and, it's for working the case. And only for working the case and getting that information they owe you. They can't withhold the money, they can't misdirect it. And my one friend Grant, that had a FBI agent in another state, that his friend was afraid 2 people were stealing an office, and it was like a little scam they were pulling on people, opening cases, feeding them back, and stealing money from cases. I hope to God that's not what's going on. I'd like my money. You left me in hell. Not one of your agents, one of your little informants. And I'd like my money. Dave in the church is my ass. And he doesn't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Then it's to the point of stupid. They walk into an FBI office and immediately tell they're legally monitoring me, and they already know. That Agent John is ordered to go to that church, tell hundreds of people. Hundreds. Tell your friends and family Karen called the FBI hotline for help. And the FBI don't care she's being drugged, beaten, raped. By the cartel that the cult hired. Because that minister called her a faker 15 years ago. You really put the dumb act on, didn't you? Then on a recorded line how you met with that family in your office and all those church people, and you knew they were trying to kill me, and conspiracy to commit murder is a federal crime. You didn't arrest him. You even said you didn't blame him for trying to kill me because he called me a faker to cover up his son's adultery. And it was a medication error. You made fun of me for that guy Pete that Dave hired on his own. I still don't know 100% who he is. And then the dirty doctor scam of the doctor that's not mine works for them, and it's the Florida Drug Cartel doctor. And he sounded like a crazy idiot. I still don't know who he is. They talked about him around me, though. Alright. And you knew everything. Laughing at me, made me beg for my life, and then enlisted me in Florida with money and immunity for life. For working this case. Get you information on Dave and the churches. And then, if you try to tell someone, even though they already knew, and we told everybody else, you can't say anything, or the FBI won't help you. You can't withhold protection, 14th Amendment. Can't seize somebody's money or assets but due process of the law. It was illegal for you to even bully me or even to try to take my freedom of speech away. Only a judge can put a gag order on you. You don't even have authority, it's just a police officer. Hire one, but just a police officer. He was only supposed to be acting dumb to fool them. I'd like my money, Agent John. I told you I needed to help fix Daniel's teeth. And I'm probably going to have to pay for an oral surgeon. These people destroy everything around them. I lived through hell. I got your truck of Sony. Through Michael Peterson's tip. Even the guy that was dating Michelle on a ruse to get her to confess she was part of bashing my head in. Try to have me killed. And that dirty doctor is not one of mine, but works for them. And that they had lied. Oh, the FBI said they already got her under police surveillance. Saying all that. Well, they also had the originals. In 18 and 19 confessing it was a Florida drug cartel that worked for them. And he was even running experiments with the drugs they were stabbing me with. Okay? So they already knew. But I think they wanted the cartel to say why you were paying for all this bill from the Freemasons. It was a scam to get in the cartel. They already knew you were paying for it. So FBI, since that agent doesn't have authority, you didn't arrest them for the crimes they confessed to you. Which, if anybody else in the world came in and confessed to you such evil crimes, they wouldn't leave out of handcuffs. Why haven't you arrested them? They even made fun of the FBI June 7th, 23. Why haven't you arrested them? I know you went after the cartel and then the people they took first. Why haven't you arrested them? You've literally let them get away with murder, an attempt to murder, human trafficking, rape, kidnapping, selling child pornography. Of my grandchildren going to the bathroom, being human traffickers yourself, defrauding the FBI. With their little fraud scheme, they made fun of Agent John for falling for it. Ha 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 ha. FBI Agent John fell for the style and tapes and for it. Oh, come on now, it's just a snap. You're kidding. You mean that FBI agent actually fell for it? John actually fell for it. You're kidding. That FBI agent John fell for the style and tapes and for it? June 7th, 23. I thought there'd be SWAT teams. Hailstones from heaven. And nothing. Now, some big guy was walking around me in Walmart today. Said no one can find Michelle. Well, I pray to God the police at the FBI grabbed her. Because they have been leaving all kinds of threats on that little girl. They kill people for a living and sell them. I pray to God law enforcement grabbed her. Now, Agent John, you were not supposed to cross over and become dumb. I like my money. I do need it because if I have to pay for it, Danny does have a dental insurance, but if I have to pay for crowns, it doesn't cover everything. And if I have to pay for an oral surgeon to do it, it's going to cost a lot. I earned that money. Wasn't your agents being raped and tortured, human trafficked, drugged till they lost 70 pounds, almost shot in the head driving, had a hide on a shooting night, stabbed in the neck, bashed in the back of the head, dent in the back of my head, beaten, raped, and left for dead. It was your little informant. Facing 6 stalkers. I lived through hell. You got a lot of bad guys. I like my money. We all know they can't touch it. It's all a bunch of bullshit playing around. They can't do anything. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And Officer John, would you mind calling down to the Carroll County Sheriff's? Make sure. I've seen a lot of riffraff in Carrollton. Make sure they're not trying to pull the dirty doctor scam. Because it's just a big drug scam. They told these people years ago this whole thing's just a drug scam. Okay? Make sure they're not trying to pull one of their scams down there. And then Carl's attorney, I seen a riffraff walk in his attorney's office when we left. Make sure they didn't say anything to her. Because it's all a scam. Just like them saying there are Starr County sheriffs and Portage County sheriffs in plain clothes going around badmouthing me back in the drug scam. Okay? But Agent John, I like my money. And I'll tell you what, Walter, if that was you outside my work, go with the process where you're saying you don't trust the FBI with me. Well, there's some officers don't either. Someone needs to go to one of the judges on my behalf and tell them what happened, how they walked in the agent's office when I called the hotline. They were legally monitoring me with this big drug scam. That agent was told to act dumb and go tell on me to another church, told hundreds. Then on a recorded line admit he told on me to everyone. Bullies me, makes fun of me, admits he told on me. Makes fun of me for this guy named Pete that Dave admitted later on that he hired on his own. It was a Florida drug cartel in my home. Run this drug scam of even a drug doctor, dirty doctor, taping on aware before confessing a crime, sitting on it until Dave wanted a divorce, and it wasn't even one of my doctors. He worked for them. Trying to pull a scam of drug confessions, and the FBI called it mechanical sounding. It's not one of my doctors. They already confessed in 18. Then Michelle confessed again. And then the cartel confessed that it wasn't one of my doctors. It was a scam he was pulling to join the cartel. That bill from the Freemasons. And then that guy bullied me, made me beg for my life on the former program. And he was only supposed to be acting dumb by saying, well, if you say something, even though everybody already knows, the FBI won't help you. And I'll tell people you're crazy. You can't do that either. Remember how much you laughed and chuckled? Now, either Walter, if you are listening to me, your friends from the prosecutor's office need to tell a judge that money can't be stopped coming in. I've talked to a criminal attorney. They can't withhold it. I never got it. They even took my truck and saw me money. Officer John, go tell a Starr County judge. They'll get me my money. And they'll get it the next day. Because they know it takes a judge to put a gag order on you. And the agents don't have that kind of authority. And when everybody already knows, that's just stupid. And victimizing victims calling for help is illegal. But if Officer John or Walter, if it is you and the people from the prosecutor's office, you go to a Stark County judge, they'll get that money from you. Please. Because somebody has it or it's still sent in my case file in the drug and gang unit. Of the FBI. But that judge will be ordering it. I want answers. Please. I need somebody's help. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and upload this. You know, this has been heart-wrenching. Heart-wrenching. It's okay. But I do need it.